make a quick video of just pulling the rear wheel off the Buddy 170. This is the matte black Buddy 170. This also works on the 150 and the 125. Pretty much same procedure. You'll notice right there that we've got the upgraded Prima exhaust pipe mounted. The steps will be pretty much the same. We just want to go through for those that want to pull their rear wheel without a lot of hassle or taking it to the shop. You're going to need basically these 5 tools right here: a 3/8 drive ratchet, a 6-inch extension. We've got a 10, 12, and a 13 millimeter socket. I'm using deep sockets. You can get away with a medium socket. It works just fine as well. We're going to start off with a 10 millimeter. First thing we're going to do is just remove this top little bolt right here. All it does is hold the cover over the top of the exhaust pipe bolts. Pull that off, set that aside. Okay, you're going to switch over just to give yourself a little room in your handling of the wrench. Jump up to the 13. Loosen these guys, but don't necessarily take them off all the way. We want to get it good and loose. Slide the top one out. You'll notice this little piece that came out. This is just a spacer that goes in behind the bracket. There's a taller one, goes on the top. There's a little bit shorter one in the bottom. You'll see in a few moments. All right, guys, that was with the 13 on the 2 larger bolts for the exhaust. I'm gonna just pull that off here, lay it aside. We're gonna flip over to the 12 millimeter to go up underneath to unloosen the 2 screws where the exhaust mounts into the motor. Okay, guys, we're gonna slide right up in here. Make sure you get it set on the bolt. Loosen these 2 bolts right here. Take the first one out completely. Again, the muffler's already loose, so it'll come off very easily. You want to be sure not to let it fall while you got a bolt connected back here. Takes off the second bolt. Just kind of set that aside. Alright, we've pulled the 2 bottom bolts out from the bottom of the engine where the exhaust mounts up. We're going to switch it back to the 13 just to finish taking this last bolt out. And the engine, it will be very loose right here. Just be sure to support it. So when you pull this bolt out, you don't put any stress on the engine or on the motor or on the exhaust itself. Alright, guys, now we're going to switch back over to the 12 again, which does the bolts to remove the actual bracket that was holding on the exhaust pipe. There's just 2 bolts here as well. Take these bolts out. Now, if you're careful, you can just take them out and leave them right in the bracket. And just set it aside. So it's ready to remount. We've dropped the 6-inch extension. We've kept the 12 millimeter socket. We're going to have somebody either grab the rear brake, or you can wrap your bungee around it. But you want to have the wrench coming across the center of the bolt to be able to break the torque. So go ahead and squeeze. Squeeze. Okay, release. I'm skipping and doing every other one. Squeeze. You see I've got it directly across the bolt. Alright. Release. Squeeze. Works great if you got a helper that can grab your rear brake and just hold it for you. Release. Squeeze. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. This will be number 5. This is the last one. Alright. Alright, you can see we've got the wheel loose. All we got to do is pop off each of the nuts. halfway off. Just do a little lug wiggle. Tuck it out from under the fender cover, and it's ready to go.